pandemic needed to go. But at the time, many of us talked about how we were in multiple interlapping pandemics. There was a pandemic of toxic drug supply, leading to unprecedented death by drug supply, like overdoses. We were obviously in a pandemic of racism and police shootings that we remain in. In fact, obviously in 2020, where there was a pandemic of police killings, you know, for a while the media would report every person post George Floyd who was killed, and there would be, there was like a lot of serious conversations about the police. And for example, in my country in September in Canada, I think it was half a dozen Indigenous people died within 10 days, killed by police. And there was virtually no media attention. In fact, every single year has been the deadliest year of people killed by the police. Yet the kind of media attention has gone away. So that pandemic has only accelerated. We are now in a pandemic of white supremacy, right? And that is connected to the COVID pandemic. A lot of the right-wing politics that exist right now were formed in opposition to mask mandates, opposition to, vaccines, business closing, all of that, which, like, I'm not opposed to discourse around what the economic impact was, but like, rather than speaking about what we as people could do to keep ourselves safe, in a time of disease, and like how we could mutually support each other, and like moving, which was what was happening for a while. Like people were moving away from the capitalist system and saying, well, we can bring each other groceries, like we have to support each other. But then that turned into this, how the right wing took on the pandemic, which became freedom, but freedom is framed as freedom for white people from being told what to do, right? And the freedom from having to care about your neighbor. And that has hardened a lot of the current politics. A lot of what we've just seen in the election is really an outgrowth of those pandemic politics. So not only are we medically still in the pandemic, like COVID remains, but all of the political and social effects of the pandemic, I think, are what's really behind a lot of the really angry and divided and like hateful politics that are now, and at the same time, all of those other problems of policing, white supremacy, death, are not they're not gone either. They're still here.